Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. Today I'm going to be talking about the films I'm going to be watching this October. I have picked 13 films because, yeah, I know I'm not going to get to be doing one a day and being able to pick 31. For a few years now I've just been picking 13 because that's a bit more manageable. And then last year I did go a bit crazy and I picked 31, but I started it in September, so I had 2 months to do it. But yeah, sadly didn't really get things organised in time this year, so we're back to 13, plus 2 TV shows that I am hopefully gonna have time to check out as well as the month goes on. So I'll start off with the TV shows actually. One of them is Round the Twist, which was a show that I saw as a kid. It's an Australian TV series that was out in the 80s and 90s, and it's about a family who moved into a lighthouse, and basically each episode there was some, weird or crazy adventure that they got caught up in. And yeah, some of them were a bit creepy / spooky, so I'm hoping to revisit some of those, and hopefully it'll be a good time, and yeah, very nostalgic because it's been years since I've seen any of these. Like, I haven't seen any of them since I was a kid, so hopefully it lives up to my memory of it because I really loved that show. And the other one is on Shudder. It's the 101 Scariest Horror Movie Moments of All Time. And yeah, they've been putting up an episode each week, so I've already seen a couple of episodes, and yeah, it's been really fun. So yeah, hopefully I will get a chance to keep watching the episodes as they come out. Okay, so that's it for the couple of TV things I want to watch, and now moving on to the films. And they're mostly horror films of various sorts. Some of them are Halloween specific, but I think most of them aren't. And yeah, I feel like I've got a good mixture of things here. I've pulled things from, quite a few different decades as well, so we should have an interesting mix to watch during the month, and yeah, I'm really excited to watch all of them. So I'll go through them in chronological order of their original release date. First up is Burn, Witchburn, also known as Night of the Eagle, from 1962, directed by Sidney Hayers. And this is based on a novel by Fritz Leiber, which I've been meaning to read but haven't, but yeah, I'm curious to watch the film anyway. And this is about a skeptical college professor who discovers that his wife has been practicing magic for years. I've heard really good things about the book, and I'm curious to watch the film. It's black and white, 1960s, witchy goodness, so yeah, definitely seems like my kind of thing. Next up is Phantom of the Paradise from 1974, directed by Brian De Palma. And this is a rock opera hybrid of Phantom of the Opera and Faust. And yeah, musicals are definitely hit or miss for me. I'm generally not a big fan, but then I do love like the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Labyrinth. So there are some that are exceptions to the rule, and I'm hoping this is one of them. I do like a bunch of Brian De Palma's other films, and this is one that I haven't seen yet but have been meaning to do so for ages, so figured it now seems like as good a time as any. Next up is The Possessed, also known as Demon Witch Child, from 1975, directed by Armando de Osorio. And this seems like some kind of Exorcist rip-off, which is always a good time. It says an old witch seeks vengeance through the daughter of the politician who had thrown her in jail. Soon, the little girl's head is spinning around and an old priest is called in to perform an exorcism. Sounds fantastic, sign me up. Okay, next up is Cemetery of Terror from 1985, directed by Ruben Galindo Jr. And this is Halloween themed. So there's a group of teenagers decide to pull a Halloween prank, these pranksters, by stealing a killer's body from a morgue, and then they recite an incantation from an old magic book to bring it back to life, and then apparently all of the bodies in the local cemetery come back to life as well. So yeah, I watched one last Halloween that had a similar premise. It was a TV movie I'm totally blanking on the name of it, but I will put a picture of it up here, and it was really fun. But yeah, it had a very similar premise. So that was a good time, so hopefully this one will be a good time as well. Next up is Intruder from 1989, directed by Scott Spiegel. This one is a slasher, and I knew I had to have at least one slasher on the list. This one says the overnight stock crew of a local supermarket find themselves being stalked and slashed by a mysterious maniac. And I've had this on my list to watch for ages, and then recently Kelsey over at Slime and Slashers put it back on my radar because she mentioned it in a video of underrated slashers. I will leave a link to that video, so definitely go check that out. And I was like, okay, I need to bump it up the list, so might as well add it to the October list. And yeah, it looks like a ton of fun. Next up is The Willies from 1990, directed by Brian Peck. And this one is about some kids camping and they're telling spooky stories. So I think this is maybe an anthology type film. Yeah, it looks very low budget with some bad child acting, but I can't wait to watch it. It looks really fun. And it has Sean Astin in it and Joshua John Miller. So yeah, I think this one will be a good time. Next up is Haunted School from 1995, directed by Hideyuki Hirayama. And this one is about a girl who wanders into a wing of her elementary school that has been abandoned for years and is rumoured to be haunted. When she doesn't come back, her classmates go looking for her, and yeah, turns out the place is haunted. Haunted School, it's a clever name. And this one just looks super fun. It looks a bit Ghostbusters-esque. I think it's supposed to be like a kids movie, or a kid-friendly movie, but it might be actually creepy as well. So I'm very excited for this one. Next up is Frighteners from 1996, directed by Peter Jackson and starring Michael J. Fox. And yeah, this is just one of those films that I've been aware of like ever since it came out. I remember, seeing the VHS box in the rental, but never actually watched it, so I figured it was about time I did. And this one is about a character who passes himself off as an exorcist of evil spirits, and apparently there are a bunch of people dying in the small town where he lives, and yeah, I don't know, things happen. But I've heard really good things about this. I know lots of people love it, so I think it would be a perfect film to add to my October list. Next, something a little bit different is Tokyo Gore Police from 2008, directed by Yoshihiro Nishimura. Again, this is one I've been meaning to check out for ages, but haven't yet. It looks absolutely bonkers and of course very gory, and it's set in, I guess, a dystopian future where the police have been privatised and bitter self-mutilation is so casual that advertising is often specially geared to the cutter demographic. So yeah, it sounds wild, and I've seen clips of it that are just super gory. So I think this one is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, guess what? I'm really looking forward to watching it. Next up is the WUF Halloween special from 2013, directed by Chris LaMartina, and it's about a TV crew looking into some kind of haunted house where there have been some ghostly goings on supposedly, but I think it's also made to look like you're watching a recording of that evening's TV, and so there are advert breaks and stuff in there as well. I've heard good things about this and it does look fun, and obviously it's Halloweeny, so this seems like the perfect time to watch it. And yeah, I think it takes maybe some inspiration from Ghostwatch, which is one of my favourites, but that one is like not really meant to be funny. But I think this one leans a bit more on the humorous side, as far as I know. So yeah, it should be a good time. Next is Boys in the Trees from 2016, directed by Nicholas Verso. This one says, on Halloween 1997, two estranged teen skaters embark on a surreal journey through their memories, dreams and fears. And I remember when this first came out, it was on Netflix for a while and I had it on my watch list, and then I didn't get around to watching it And then when I was finally like, oh, I really want to see that, you know, after putting it off for ages, it was no longer on Netflix. So I'm like, damn it. And I don't think it's actually been streaming anywhere since. But it is available to rent, to stream. So I'm going to do that because I've waited too long to check this one out. It looks really good and obviously very 90s. And yeah, it just has a really good Halloween vibe to it. So yeah, I have high hopes for this one. And then the last two films are new ones, so they're not actually coming out until sometime in October. One of them is Dark Glasses, directed by Dario Argento. And yeah, I like a bunch of Argento's films, at least his earlier stuff. I've heard mixed things about his new one, but I'm really excited to watch it, so we will see. But yeah, this one says, Diana, a high-class prostitute trying to escape from a serial killer, suffers a car accident that leaves her blind and kills the family of Chin, a 10-year-old boy. That's all the synopsis says here. So I don't really know too much about it, but I'm really excited for it. I hope it's good. I hope I'm not disappointed. And last but not least is the new Hellraiser film, directed by David Bruckner. Yeah, this one says, a young woman struggling with addiction comes into possession of an ancient puzzle box, unaware that its purpose is to summon the Cenobites, a group of sadistic supernatural beings from another dimension. So yeah, I love Hellraiser, the original, and the book, The Hellbound Heart. So yeah, we will see if this kind of reboot is any good or not. I'm pretty excited about it. The trailer looked good. So yeah, fingers crossed. So that is my October watch list. I am really excited to dive into these. And yeah, do let me know if you have seen any of these. Feel free to let me know your thoughts one way or another, but no specific spoilers, please. And yeah, let me know what horror films you're looking forward to watching this spooky season. I would love to hear about it. So that's it for now. I have also shared an October TBR. If you haven't seen that but would like to, I will leave a link to that. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video.